My first presenter will be Dr. Katrin Franke. Dr. Franke is from the Department of Computer Science and Media Technology, and I'm going to get this wrong. I'm going to say Jovic. Okay, so close enough, University. And she's going to talk to us about Wanda. I'm going to close that. And it's a fish called Wanda. So Dr. Franke, please come up. Wanda is a measurement tool for the forensic document examiners, and this was developed a few years back, and we're interested to hear if there's any new developments as well. If you'd like to move around, we do have a lavalier microphone for you. Otherwise, you can take the podium.
Or I speak loud.
This is for the online people.
Okay. I understand. I think I prefer to move.
Okay.
Get it? Ready? Okay. Hello, everybody. I was introduced. My name is Katrin Franke. I highly appreciate to get the opportunity to be here today and to speak about developments that have been actually presented almost 10 years back. The final project presentation of Wanda was in May 2003. Since then, a lot have happened. I moved from Germany, where I have been working closely with BKA, to Norway. And the research team that has been in Germany, the tigers are everywhere else. So I have a challenge. However, I think there's a lot of work have been put into Wanda and into the research that I would like to share with you. And I would like to share it with you as an inspiration. And I would also like to point you to lessons learned. So, now I'm Norway, and what I have presented at this time, I cannot present under my new affiliation. So I would like to put up a disclaimer to say that all slides that I'm going to present on Wanda have been previously published. And I use the slides as I have them published previously. Actually, majority of the slides have been presented at the conference, European Forensic Science Academy in Istanbul in 2003. We have been invited with a special group for the handwriting experts, European handwriting experts, under the subgroup NFEX. Work to be done. There were four main persons leading the research. That was me as the overall project manager and coordinator of all research in the group. Then there was Professor Lambert Shoemaker, Dr. Luis Filbel, and Stefan Giesler. So from the early beginning, our objective is to bring objectivity, reproducibility in forensic handwriting examination. How can we do it? Not by human, because every time we do something, we do it differently. So computing support, assistance is going to be introduced here, mainly using computer vision, pattern recognition, and so on. Yes, we were not the first. The first system known to all of us was the FISH system, Forensic Handwriting Information System, developed by Bundeskriminalamt. This is BKA or FBI Germany. And may I correct you? It started 1975. I couldn't write myself at this time. At this time, 1975, BKA had a mission. We want to have an automated system for handwriting research. And the background was very much because of terroristic activities in Germany. This was the motivation and the financial support. Numbers I have here are dated from 1997. There you see the amount of cases and handwriting. So when Joanne is saying we want to automate and we want to have a huge pool of data, there you see numbers. And the numbers in the system are permanently increasing, and I know that US Secret Service is using it operational today. And also there's some success story where fish could help to assist finding or preventing terroristic attacks. Status quo. We started to talk about fish has potential for improvements. Let's say it like this. We knew this since 1995, approximately. And we started to actively gather in 2001, August, mainly driven by Dr. Manfred Hager. Some of the seniors may know him. He was one of the promoters. And Dr. Hager always said, we like fish, but fish needs extension, and we don't want to do it alone. We want to have it in cooperation. We want to have it in cooperation with US Secret Service. We want to have it in cooperation with FBI. And finally, in end of November in 2001, you can correlate dates. November 2001, there was a strategic meeting in Wiesbaden in Germany where jointly it was decided, yes, we have to update fish. We knew at this time that fish had just got a makeover paid here in the US. But what we also knew, that the makeover for network connectivity and graphical user interfaces never touched the algorithms below. The algorithms have been the same. Data formats, data standards have been all the same. So we wanted to go beyond this. This is the timeline. This is something to read up later. And what we decided in this strategic meeting is that we need to bring together different expertises. Researchers in the Netherlands, mainly from Nijmegen University, supported by Netherlands Forensic Institute, were very strong already in the beginning of the 90s of kinematics of handwriting processes, of psychomotor control aspects of handwriting. And what we said, if we're going to extend fish and call it wonder, then we would like to have motor control aspects included and provided for the forensic experts. So team members in the project have been selected accordingly. And this is the team. We don't need to go into names in detail, but it was a very huge research team, development team, that did mainly just coding development. Overall objective, standardization of the data format, using modern data formats to allow exchange of data. You may know that sometimes, for instance, for simple fingerprint data cannot be shared because different data standards. Same in handwriting, and in particular if they are electronically stored. How can we overcome this and have one jointly agreed data format on it? Next thing, modularization, extensibility. Fish was a monolithic system. The new algorithms didn't fit in. Joanne said, over the last year, a lot of innovation is going on, a lot of new developments. How can we bring it and how can we use it? Do we have open interfaces? No, everybody has this little something. How can we do it? And then, of course, objectivation, the standard needs in forensic science analysis. So what we did is two things: the algorithms, user interfaces, data format, and the system concept. And I have no time to go into system concept, but everybody is talking today, cloud computing, distributed computing. Hey, come on, we had it 2003. It's sad. It's really sad. System architecture, client server, computing somewhere on a processor in a machine, physical machine. Today it would be cloud server. Slim clients, only usable via web interface. Server, the algorithms extensible. Not only algorithms from Katrin, and you have to use them or you leave it. No, algorithms from everybody, from the community who contributes. The extensibility, this is what you call today web services. You have a little web service to do one computing or measurement. And by doing this, you can customize your system according to your needs. If you're a small lab, you have small, let's say, interactive measurements. If you're at FBI with a lot of data, you use the other plugins for large-scale computing. Yes, and of course, we want an interface where, let's say, in forensic handwriting expert in Germany or Netherlands, very often psychologists can deal with, not the crazy computer scientists. What we had from the early beginning, support for optical scanning, graphical user interface, pen data input. We could even overlay on and offline data. I go more into detail of this one. We have algorithms to remove complex backgrounds. At this time it was checks, today you have passports. And of course, we supported everything what Fish had already for annotating writer characteristics, content characteristics, material critics, and so on. I just browse over it, so this is something you can look at later on. Here. And talking with BKA, they said, well, we have a lot of physical technical analysis. This should be going in there, our ESTA study. Open interfaces. And what is in the title, we want to measure interactively and fully automatic. And we want to retrieve data, allographs accordingly. There's an overview on the different measurements that are provided by the original Fish system, that are provided by the script system. This is one of your lists. Script was developed in the Netherlands around 2004. And then the best of two worlds, Fish and script, were contributing to the Wanda measurement tool. There's some outline how to use it. And later on, of course, what are you doing if you do analysis? You write your sheets where you have the collection of all the typical allographs. And what we can help with is to hierarchical cluster allographs according to style in order to mine groups, relationships between allograph types. And the usage was that on the screen, on such a tablet where you have the screen in the back, one could draw an allograph, and then the allograph was searched into a database with similar characteristics. Next on, the fully automated analysis, where we wanted to search similar writers in a database. Here an overview on some features as they have been implemented, status 2003, also status of work 2003. And then we have results. There's system A and system B. And guess where we had access to? System A and system B are Fish and Wanda. This is status 2003. 3. There's a lot of research done since then. I give you the references. This presentation, of course, is not an opportunity to go into details, into the depths. If one is interested, the list is here. All articles are available in the internet, so one can download. What I would like is to stress a little bit one type of measurement that has been recognized as very important, but was never before addressed by fish. And this is a post-wonder study, but everything we learned from wonder yielded to this research. The objective was to truly interlink ink distributions on paper and dynamic handwriting movements. Is it possible? Do we have the scientific base for this? Can we rely on this? So, we have the static traces we need to analyze, and we are confronted with different ink types. And by using by using different ink types, the dynamics of our writing movements are differently reflected in the intensity.
You're fine. I just heard you. Okay. Yes, be fine. I'm trying to turn up the mic.
You used to do that subtly.
Okay. I know. All right, we'll see if that works. Sorry.
You know, this is nothing. My first presentation, I was falling over, so this is where we want to go. Relating true writing velocity, pen force to ink intensity, taking into account different writing instruments. How can we do it? Not by having human writing it. So what we did, thanks Fraunhofer Society, they sponsored a writing robot. And I don't share here how, but we were able to program the robot to write like a human. And I have samples in my bag, so who is interested to see original handwritings from the robot? I still have a few left. And so that you believe me, oops. We have prepared everything. I just do it like this. Writing robot in 3 dimensions. Writing velocity was less, because otherwise we had overshoots in the, due to limited damping. But pen force was exactly calibrated like pen forces applied by human. And the writing velocity doesn't matter, but the pen force. And we can write with all ink-based, water-based inks and ballpoint pens, and of course pencil. Fountain pen is because of the not possible. These are examples. Nice feathering as it's supposed to be. Ink phenomena. And on the left-hand side, you see the little program. Published, the references in the published. And what we wanted to do is first to find out whether for each of the ink types we are able to recognize the ink type. And based on about 20 examples, we could, and with the previous study, we knew exactly the brands of the pens. So everything registered, and the database is still available. We could recognize the pen type, automatically, and we could also predict the intensity of the ink according to pen force applied. And this is, after the analysis and regression analysis, the remaining ink types. How to apply it? Once we have the model, we are able to segment specimens and to identify so-called high-pressure regions. And what we see, that the genuine writer has other areas within the signature or handwriting of high-pressure region than a simulator. What we then also needed to find out is whether ink phenomena are reproducible, typical what is reported. And what we could prove, with the help of Wanda, there is the link that ink phenomena are stable when writing. Statistical analysis, highly reproducible, and not only locally, but also over the whole ink trace. If you want to learn more, there are about 255 pages explaining the robot, explaining handwriting movements and the studies for details. Lessons learned. Today we are in Norway, and Wanda is alive. Wanda is now going as the basis for the forensic lab I'm heading, and our target is large-scale forensic investigations using documents and using electronic evidence. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions?
Is there time?
We can take a few.
That was a wonderful presentation. I have one question. You talked earlier in your presentation about your newer algorithms and models incorporating principles of motor control and psychometrics and so on. And then you showed us your robot, a brief description of the robot. Did your robot adhere to the isochrony principle, for example?
You have psychologists?
Yes.
I'm a computer scientist. Can you explain?
Well, very simply, did the if you were to look at certain features in the robotic handwriting, for example, look at stroke duration,
Yeah.
did the stroke duration remain constant regardless of the stroke length?
Actually, what we did is we captured human handwriting, originally human handwriting, with 200 hertz, and we reproduced exactly human handwriting, one by one. If you digitize the human handwriting movement with 200 hertz and you reproduce it with a machine, you have exactly the intrinsic characteristics of this original movement.
Statically.
Dynamically.
So we probably did then.
You said you slowed it.
The velocity was slowed.
But constantly. Yeah. So it's just scaled. I have it in the report. There it's explained, details. I just need to mention the limits, and this is because of the limited damping of the arm. Yes?
We do have a question from online, and that is, will your presentation be available online?
Yes.
On the NIJ website?
Yes, that's why I put it.
On the NIST
Put it
website?
on. We can put it on. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I put
so
a
yes, it
disclaimer.
will be available. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. During the writing process of the robot, it seems that the pen angle to the paper is held constant.
Yes.
Whereas among the degrees of freedom, okay, you fixed this, I see.
Yes, I know. Yes, average. Also in the long report, we did a study before on pen tilt and pen angle. Average angle is 55 degrees, and there are writers that have very limited variations. Of course, we cannot reproduce all. And if I would rob a bank and I would get a new robot, I would implement it. But we had only 3 degrees of freedom, and we put it to 55 degree, which is the average handwriting.
Because it does change during the writing process.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also have to study some change only if they have extended backward or forward strokes, and some main constant, some systematically increase or decrease.
And also changing this way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's next week?
Do you have money?
Joanne!
I have no money. Unfortunately, we are out of time for questions on this presentation, but there will be time at the end of the session, and certainly Dr. Franke will